Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Fantasy Football Post. I'm Sid Rosenberg for OpenSports.com and the National Football Post. Let's welcome in Joe Fortenbaugh, the great fantasy expert at NF Post, to recap all of the action and injuries from a week number 10. Joe, how are you?
Doing well, Sid. How's everything going with you?
Going very, very well. For me, not for the league, though, it was a bloody Sunday, bloody Sunday for some top running backs. Michael Turner, Cedric Benson, Ronnie Brown, among others. Now some trade strategy comes into play here. Tell us what owners should be thinking after a Sunday, bloody Sunday.
If you were one of the owners that was lucky enough to get through this weekend without losing one of your major players to injury, now is the time to strike. We're entering Week 11 in the NFL season. Owners are in full panic mode. Guys that own Benson, Michael Turner, Ronnie Brown, who could possibly be out for the year. These are owners that have relied on these backs all season long. Suddenly, with the playoffs right around the corner, they might be without one of their star workhorses. This is the time, if you've got some running back depth, to try to swing a deal and add a big marquee player, such as a wide receiver or a quarterback, to your team in exchange for some depth. Now's the time to strike, take advantage, and make something happen.
All right, Joe, two guys that will surely be hot commodities on the waiver wire this week are Seahawks running back Justin Forsett and Falcon running back Jason Snelling. What kind of impact can we expect from those two specifically?
Well, they're both going to see a lot of touches. However, the key with Snelling is everyone's got to remember Jarius Norwood, the backup in Atlanta, has missed the last 4 games due to a hip injury. He might come back this week. He started running last week. He could be a guy that comes in and takes a lot of touches away from Snelling. So right now, be a little cautious on Snelling, but he is a player. 93 total yards and a touchdown last week. Justin Forsett, however, the job looks to be his. As long as Julius Jones is out, Forsett stepped in and was very effective last week. 123 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Jones has he didn't have a cracked rib. He has a bruised chest. But if Forsett's going to be effective, Seattle's going to go with him.
All right, Joe, Chiefs wide receiver Dwayne Bowe. His owners are now scrambling for a replacement after his suspension came down on Tuesday. Are guys like Jason Avant, who had a big day for Philly last week, or Lavernius Coles, worthy of a pickup?
Jason Avant's going to be inconsistent. He had a real nice game when Donovan McNabb threw for 450 yards on Sunday, but that's not going to happen every week. Avant's had games where he's looked good. He's had games where he's had no targets. So he doesn't bring the consistency to the table that you might want. 2 players to keep in mind. Brendan Gibson, wide receiver, the rookie from Washington State with the St. Louis Rams. The Rams have had a lot of problems at wide receiver this year. Keenan Burton's on IR. Laurent Robinson's on IR. Suddenly, Gibson steps up, 7 receptions for 93 yards. This is a team that's going to have to throw late in games in order to win. Keep your eye on him if you're in a deeper league. Also look to see if Lavernius Coles is available. A lot of owners dropped him early in the season, but in the last 2 weeks, 18 targets, 11 receptions, 139 yards receiving. He's producing now that Chris Henry's out for the year with a broken forearm.
Joe, time now to buy or sell, our favorite part of today's program. Now, you saw it live and in person. I know you're out in San Diego this week. LaDainian Tomlinson gave us a glimpse of the old LT against your Eagles on Sunday. Buy or sell, LT?
I'm buying LT in the short term. After the Broncos game this weekend, he's got 2 great matchups with Kansas City and Cleveland. He's going to be able to light those defenses up. Coming off the 2 touchdowns against Philly, buying LaDainian Tomlinson.
Redskins running back Liddell Betts filled in more than capably for the injured Clinton Portis on Sunday. Buy or sell Betts in Washington?
Buying Betts as a flex option in deeper leagues. He's going to see touches as long as Portis is out. The key is he's got an NFC East schedule coming up that's heavy with good run defenses. Dallas twice, Philadelphia, and New York. It's going to be very difficult to get a lot of yards against those teams, especially if Washington has to throw from behind late in the game. So it's only as a flex option that I'm buying Betts.
Cardinals rookie running back Beanie Wells seems to be getting more and more touches. I watched his game against Seattle last week. He runs hard. Buy or sell the rookie Beanie Wells?
Definitely got to buy Beanie right now. 29 carries over the last 2 weeks. That's the most combo 2-week span for him of the entire season, averaging over 5 yards a carry during that span and plugged in 2 touchdowns last week. He's continuing to see more and more touches. Got to buy Beanie Wells.
Joe, Saints wide receiver Marcus Colston, just 3 catches for 62 yards in the last 2 games for that high-powered Saints offense. Buy or sell Bree's usually favorite target, Colston?
Still buying Colston. I know the last 2 weeks have been tough, but this is the most high-powered offense in the league. They've scored more touchdowns than anyone. Colston can't do it every single week, but he's still a big-time playmaker. Got to buy Marcus Colston.
Finally, 5 more picks for Bears quarterback Jay Cutler against the Niners last week. 17 total already on the season. Buy or sell him as a #1 fantasy quarterback for the rest of the season?
I'm selling Cutler right now. The problem is there aren't any viable receivers. Devin Hester's good some weeks. He's bad other weeks. Johnny Knox is still young and developing. Earl Bennett can be inconsistent at times. Last week it was Matt Forte who was their best receiver, and he's coming out of the backfield. Cutler has struggled this year. He doesn't have the viable weapons. I'm selling him as a viable number one for the rest of the season.
And there it is. As always, great information from Joe. You're the best in the business. We'll see you again on Thursday for more fantasy coverage right here on the Fantasy Football Post. Thank you so much, Joe.
Thanks, Sid. Take it easy.
All right, you too. Enjoy the left coast. Remember, you can also follow Joe on Twitter at Joe Fortenbaugh. That's Baugh for some more great fantasy updates and read his writing every day at nfpost.com. For my friend Joe Fortenbaugh, I'm Sid Rosenberg. Good luck in your fantasy games. And as always, enjoy the football. See you next time.